Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to the honorable judges, timekeeper and fellow friends. Today, I'm standing here to deliver a speech entitled Fig of Online Shopping. Online shopping or e-shopping is searching for and purchasing goods and service over the internet through the use of a web browser. The main allure of online shopping is that consumers can find and purchase items they need, which are then shipped to their front door without even leaving the house. Today, almost anything can be purchased through online shopping, amounting to billions of dollars a year in sales. Ladies and gentlemen, internet usage is a new alternative in today's business transaction, e-commerce. And the using of this transaction is very efficient because sellers do not need certain space and have no time boundary. The buyers will save time, even can make purchases regardless of time and place. E-commerce will be able to interpret purchases and sales in more modern and complex market. However, what is the Islamic perspective towards online shopping regarding rules and other issues in conducting online transactions? Islam is a comprehensive way of life that includes components of faith, Sharia, and morality as a guide and rules in living life. Even the teaching of Islam also emphasizes business and muamalat based on the Quran as a source major law that are flexible. The Quran was also sent to show people the right path. Since e-commerce is a new transaction in business world, the jurists face new challenge in stating and clarifying the relevant jurisprudence because there is no specific debate in the classic. However, the rapid development in the field of science and technology not only facilitates society but also lead to the occurrence of complex and difficult to deception methods. Thus, various Sharia issues have arisen in the implementation of online shopping, such as the law of conducting online shopping transaction and the type of contract, whether verbal, written, deed or gesture, as well as various other issues. Therefore, this study aims to examine and see to what extent the concept and practice of buying and selling in e-commerce is in line with Islamic organized muamalat. Ladies and gentlemen, the pillars of buying and selling are divided into four, namely seller, buyer, concept, and goods sold. Another opinion states there are three important pillars that in sale and purchase agreement, namely the party who enter into the contract, sirah, ijab and kabul, and the goods sold and the price. The first pillar is the party who enter into the contract, that is, they must be sent property, send and can manage property well. The scholars agree that both parties to the covenant must be rational. Therefore, children, crazy and stupid people cannot do any muamalah and cannot do akad, sale and purchase. However, such a group can perform muamalah with the permission of their guardians. Next, the seller and the buyer are free to make a choice when entering into a contract. And there will be no akad if forced. As according to the Shafi'i school, it is not valid to buy and sell by force unless the acquisition is done by a judge to pay off the debts of the person who is buying force. Next, the seller and the buyer are different individuals. There are two parties who enter into a contract, and the buyers and the seller is not a same person. The next condition is the contractor is not a person who is visually impaired or blind, because the sale is carried out by the blind person. By the blind person is not valid to the existence of significant ignorance unless the buyer or the seller is delegating to the perfect person on his or her. While the second pillar is sigar in the contract, it involves ijab and kabul. Ijab and kabul is important element when there is a sale and purchase agreement with words such as I sell this car to you at such a price, and kabul is like I agree or I buy it. As according to the Hanafi school, one of the seller or the buyer, while Shafi'i, Maliki, and Hanbali agree that the word ijab is transfer of ownership from the seller. Even if it is other later than kabul, while the third pillar is good for sale. And the price is also known as the subject of the contract. The subject of the contract must meet certain conditions such as the goods sold. As a conclusion, the sophistication of the word of technology today has seen a variety of applications to facilitate society in continuing daily life. Online shopping is able to increase sales and purchase and sales and reduce certain costs, as well as be able to interact with consumer directly. Although there is no original law but the jurist law in its implementation and formation, but the jurists have set the basic of have set the basic of the law and cause the law and theory clearly that related to the business of sale and purchase. The emergence online shopping is also a transaction that is not a conflict with the trading system that must be set by the Islamic law. If it is meet the condition and pillars of trading. Since the original law of something is mubah, then e-commerce is also must, as long as it meet the pillars and the condition of sale and purchase that have been outlined by the Asher and the welfare of mankind as a whole. Thank you for lending me your ears. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.